Hey, what's up, everybody out there? It is Sergeant First Class Connor again. Back at the recruiting station. I'm a current recruiter in Lima, Ohio. Just reaching out to everybody, answering some questions, providing information about the active duty Army, the Army Reserve, or any questions that you have in general. Okay. So today, unlike my other videos, what I did was I took some questions that I got in some of my other videos, and I'm just going to address those directly here today, okay? So let's just jump into it. Here we go. So, first one, can someone join with a final restraining order? So, honestly, I'm not exactly sure what a final restraining order is. I've never heard of that, and I've been recruiting for over 10 years. But, honestly, you need to take a look at, a recruiter would ask you, why did you get the restraining order, right? Is it still a pending case? Is it an open law, is what we call it. So if you have any law violations that are currently open, you cannot join at that time, okay? So if you have a current restraining order against you, then that means that's an open law. That means that it's an active case against you. I'm pretty sure you can't join, okay? Unfortunately. A final restraining order, I don't know what that means. Does that mean like the final one, or I don't know. I got to get some more information on that. But basically, if you go see a recruiter and you tell them that you have this charge, the recruiter is going to ask you either to sign a document so they can pull your court checks or your police checks, or what I would do if I were you is provide the recruiter, just show up with all your court checks and police checks. That way the recruiter can give you a solid idea right then and there if you can enlist or not, okay? Second question, number 2, is there any availability for physical therapy specialists? So I think this question was asked by a prior service person. I'm not sure, but I'll answer it both ways. So if you're prior service and your MOS is not a physical therapy specialist, the way it works is you can come talk to us. We'll take a look at your ASVAB score from when you originally joined, and we'll see if you're qualified for that position, okay? If you are, and there's an availability under what's called the HRC business rules, so that's the Human Resources Command business rules. It's a list of jobs that are that have vacancies, okay, that consider what your previous MOS is and what your rank is. So if you're E1 through E4, and say previously you were an infantryman, and we take a look at the E1 through E4, we see what jobs are available, and if infantryman is there and there's a vacancy for it, you can just go right back in as an infantryman, okay? Say you come to us and you're a truck driver, an 88 Mike, previously, and we go and we look on the list of E1 through E4, if you're E1 through E4, and we say, oh, 88 Mike is not on there, truck driver's not on there. Then there's another list further down on the business rules that gives us jobs that you can be retrained in, okay? And then we'd go off of one of those jobs there. If one of those jobs, for example, is physical therapy specialist, then we can offer you that job as long as you meet the physical requirements and your test scores meet the requirements for that job. Now, if you're not prior service, we don't know what so if you haven't taken the test and you haven't taken the physical, we don't know exactly what you're qualified for. So if I were you, if you're interested in physical therapy specialist, you're going to go to a recruiter, make sure you take your test, take your physical, make sure you're otherwise qualified, and then you can go off and choose what jobs have vacancies, okay? At times, yes, I've seen physical therapy specialists, but we don't get a job. We don't get like a list of like jobs that are currently open or something like that. The way it works is we pull jobs for you on the system once you're qualified, and they're there that day, basically. It's called Future Soldier Remote Reservation System, and basically it allows us to see what jobs you're qualified for and what vacancies are available on the day that you go and look. So after you're test qualified and physical qualified, we could take a look at those scores and we could pull them up. But the thing is, it gives us jobs that are correlate directly to your specific scores, okay? And it lets us know how many of those training seats are available. So say we go on there and we look at the jobs, and there's a job there that you really like, but you don't want to choose it yet, and we'll be like, okay, well, you don't have to choose it. But if we don't choose it, we may go on there an hour later, the day later, or whatever, and that job might be taken up because there was only 3 training seats, 3 training positions. So the jobs are getting constantly taken up. So if I were you, again, when you talk to your recruiter, tell them what your intentions are, but you need to be able to get test and physical qualified before we can take a look at what your actual jobs we can offer you. And then when we do offer you those jobs, hurry up and pick them, because they can get taken by any other recruit that's on the same system as you that's qualified for that job as well. Okay? So it's a long explanation, but I just kind of want to go in detail about that so you guys understand how jobs are being chosen. All right, so those are the 2 questions I'm going to answer today. I'll be back with more questions. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. Peace out.